You will never be respected unless you remove these 7 habits from your life. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like people don't take you seriously? Like no matter how much effort you put in, you're overlooked, dismissed, or treated as an afterthought? It's frustrating, right? Here's the truth. Respect isn't given. It's earned. And if you feel like you're not getting the respect you deserve, it's probably because of certain habits, things you do, maybe without even realizing it, that make people subconsciously lose respect for you. I know this because I used to make these same mistakes. I wondered why some people walked into a room and instantly commanded attention, while others, like me at the time, blended into the background. But once I figured out what was holding me back, everything changed. And today, I'm going to break it all down for you. We're talking about 7 toxic habits that are secretly destroying your respect and credibility. If you don't get rid of these, people will keep ignoring, underestimating, or even walking all over you. But here's the good news. Once you eliminate them, you'll notice an instant shift. People will listen when you speak. They'll take you seriously. They'll treat you with the kind of respect you've always wanted, but never quite received. So stick with me until the end, because some of these might surprise you. And trust me, by the time we're done, you'll see yourself and the way people treat you completely differently. Let's get into it. Part 1. Seeking validation. Why needing approval destroys your respect. Let's start with one of the biggest respect killers out there. Seeking validation. We've all done it. You post something on social media and keep checking for likes. You ask people for their opinions before making even the smallest decision. You adjust your personality to fit in, just to avoid being judged. Here's the problem. When you constantly seek approval, you're telling the world that their opinion of you matters more than your own. And guess what? People can feel that. They can sense when someone is desperate for validation. And instead of respecting you, they see you as insecure, someone who needs permission to be themselves. And nobody respects that. Think about the people you admire most. Are they the ones who constantly ask, "Is this okay? Do you think I should do this?" Will people like it? No. The people we respect are the ones who own their decisions, whether others agree or not. Why it kills respect? It makes you seem unsure of yourself. If you don't trust your own judgment, why should anyone else? It puts you in a follower position. People respect leaders, not those who constantly look to others for approval. It makes you easily manipulated. When you're desperate to be liked, people can take advantage of that and control you. My personal takeaway: I used to be the person who constantly needed reassurance. I'd overthink everything, my decisions, my opinions, even my sense of humor, because I wanted everyone to approve of me. But here's the truth. No matter what you do, someone will always disapprove. The moment I stopped chasing approval and started making decisions based on what I truly wanted, something interesting happened. People started respecting me more. They saw that I wasn't afraid to be myself. And that confidence, it's magnetic. How to stop seeking validation. Trust yourself. Make decisions without waiting for permission. Detach from social approval. Your worth isn't determined by likes, comments, or opinions. Stop explaining yourself. You don't owe anyone a justification for your choices. People respect those who are firm in who they are. So if you've been living for validation, it's time to break free. Now let's move on to the next toxic habit that's killing your respect: complaining. Part 2. Always complaining. How a victim mentality pushes people away. Let's be real. Nobody likes being around a complainer. You know the type. The person who always finds something wrong. The one who has an excuse for everything. The one who never takes responsibility for their life, because it's always someone else's fault. Here's the harsh truth. If you want respect, you need to stop complaining and start taking control. Why complaining destroys respect? It makes you look powerless. Strong people focus on solutions, not problems. It drains people around you. No one wants to be around constant negativity. It shows you're not in control of your own life. People respect those who take action, not those who just talk about how unfair things are. I get it. Life isn't always fair. Things go wrong. People mess up. You're going to have bad days. But here's the thing. The way you handle those moments defines how people see you. Do you rise to the challenge, or do you sit and complain, waiting for things to change? My personal takeaway: I had a friend who complained all the time. At first, I tried to be supportive, but over time I realized they didn't actually want solutions. They just wanted to vent, over and over again. And eventually, I stopped listening, because nothing ever changed. And that's what happens when you're a complainer. People tune you out. They stop respecting your words because they know you're not going to do anything about it. How to stop complaining? Gain respect. Catch yourself. Before you complain, ask, is this something I can change? If yes, fix it. If no, let it go. Take responsibility. Instead of, I can't believe this happened to me, say, this happened. Now what can I do about it? Be solution-focused. If you talk about a problem, follow it up with an action plan. People respect those who take control of their lives. So if you want people to see you as strong, capable, and worthy of respect, drop the complaints and start making moves. Part 3. Gossiping. Why talking about others destroys your own reputation. Let's be honest, gossiping can feel fun in the moment. There's a certain thrill in sharing juicy details about someone else's life, right? But here's what nobody tells you. The moment you open your mouth to gossip, you lose respect. Because when people hear you talking about someone behind their back, they don't think, wow, this person knows everything. No. They think, if they talk about others like this, they probably talk about me the same way. And that's when the trust disappears. Why gossiping kills respect. It makes you look insecure. Confident people don't waste time tearing others down. It destroys trust. If people know you gossip, they'll never fully open up to you. It signals jealousy or bitterness. People assume you gossip because you're unhappy with your own life. You might think gossip makes you more in the know. But in reality, it makes you look petty and small-minded. My personal takeaway: I had a coworker who loved gossip. They always had the latest scoop on everyone, who was struggling, who messed up, who got into trouble. At first, it seemed harmless. But then I realized, if they were saying this about others, what were they saying about me when I wasn't around? That's when I stopped trusting them. And guess what? So did everyone else. They became someone people avoided, not because they weren't interesting, but because nobody wanted to be their next topic. How to stop gossiping. Earn respect. Change the subject. If someone starts gossiping, redirect the conversation to something meaningful. Don't participate. If you're in a group and gossip starts, stay quiet. Your silence speaks volumes. Speak positively about others. If you must talk about someone, say something uplifting. It shows strength, not weakness. People respect those who build others up, not those who tear them down. So if you want real respect, keep your words clean. And that brings us to the next major habit that's quietly making people lose respect for you. Over-apologizing. Part 4. Over-apologizing. Stop saying sorry for everything. Let me ask you, how often do you say sorry for things that don't even need an apology? Sorry? Can I ask a question? Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. Sorry, but I disagree. Now, don't get me wrong. Apologizing when you genuinely mess up is a good thing. But over-apologizing? That's a sign of insecurity. When you apologize for every little thing, you send the message that you don't believe in your own worth. That you're in the way or a burden. And that makes people respect you less, not more. Why over-apologizing? Kills respect. It makes you look unsure of yourself. Constant apologies signal low confidence. It weakens your words. If you say sorry too much, it loses its power when you actually need it. It gives others power over you. People may start seeing you as someone who can be easily pushed around. My personal takeaway. I used to be the kind of person who apologized for everything. I thought it made me polite. But then I noticed something. People who were respected didn't do this. They only apologized when they truly needed to. When they spoke, they were firm, not hesitant. And guess what? People listened. So I made a small change. I stopped apologizing unless it was necessary. And almost instantly, I noticed something different. People started treating me with more respect. How to stop over-apologizing, gain confidence. Replace sorry with strong statements. Instead of sorry, I'm late, say thank you for waiting. Pause before you apologize. Ask yourself, do I really need to say sorry here? Own your space. You have the right to speak, to ask questions, to have an opinion, without apologizing for it. The more confident you sound, the more respect you'll get. Period. And now, let's move on to another habit that's secretly making people take you less seriously. Indecisiveness. Because if you can't make up your mind, people won't take you seriously. Stay with me. Part 5. Being indecisive. Why hesitation makes people lose respect for you. Have you ever been around someone who just can't make a decision? They overthink everything. They constantly ask others what they should do. They hesitate so much that opportunities pass them by. Now think about this. Do you respect people like that? Probably not. Because indecisiveness sends a clear message. I don't trust myself. And if you don't trust yourself, why should anyone else? Why indecisiveness? Kills respect. It makes you look weak. People respect those who make decisions and take action. It frustrates others. Nobody wants to wait around for you to figure things out all the time. It shows a lack of confidence. If you're always second-guessing, people assume you're not capable. My personal takeaway. I used to be a chronic overthinker. I'd weigh every decision, terrified of making the wrong choice. But what I didn't realize was this. Not choosing is also a choice, one that makes you powerless. I lost out on opportunities, friendships, and experiences simply because I hesitated. And people around me? They started making decisions for me because I wasn't strong enough to make them myself. How to stop being indecisive. Gain respect. Make small decisions fast. Start with everyday things. What to eat, what to wear, what to do today. Train your brain to act. Stop seeking approval. If you always ask others what to do, you'll never trust yourself. Accept that mistakes happen. Even if you make the wrong choice, it's better than making no choice at all. People respect those who can make a call and stand by it. So stop hesitating. Start deciding. And that leads us to the next toxic habit that's killing your respect. letting people walk all over you. Part 6. Letting people walk all over you. Why weak boundaries make you easy to disrespect. Are you the type of person who always says yes, even when you don't want to? Do you let people take advantage of you because you're afraid of conflict? If so, I hate to say it, but you're teaching people to disrespect you. Here's the truth. People treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If you let them walk all over you, they will. Not because they're evil, but because you're not stopping them. Why weak boundaries? Kill respect. People assume you don't value yourself. And if you don't, why should they? You become a doormat. The more you let people push you around, the more they will. It builds silent resentment. Deep down, you'll hate how you're treated, but it's your own lack of boundaries that's allowing it. My personal takeaway. I used to struggle with saying no. I thought being agreeable made me a nice person. But what it really did? It made me a pushover. People would cancel plans last minute, make unreasonable demands, and expect me to always be available, because I never set boundaries. The day I finally said no to something I didn't want to do, something unexpected happened. People actually respected me more. They realized I wasn't someone they could manipulate. And suddenly, they treated me differently, with more respect, not less. How to set boundaries. Gain respect. Stop saying yes to everything. If you don't want to do something, don't. Stand firm. If someone pushes your boundaries, don't back down. Know your worth. You don't need to please everyone to be respected. People respect those who respect themselves. So if you want to be taken seriously, start setting boundaries. Now let's move on to the final habit that's quietly killing your respect. Making excuses and blaming others. Because if you don't take responsibility, no one will ever truly respect you. Let's go. Part 7. Making excuses. Blaming others. Why nobody respects a victim. Mentality. Let's get straight to it. Nothing kills respect faster than excuses. I'm late because of traffic. I didn't succeed because life is unfair. I would be happier if other people treated me better. Sound familiar? Maybe you've even said things like this before. I know I have. But here's the cold, hard truth. Excuses don't change anything. They just make you look weak. When you constantly blame others, your boss, your parents, your childhood, society, you send one loud message. I'm not in control of my life. And do you know who gets respect? People who take control. Why excuses? Kill respect. It makes you look powerless. If everything is always someone else's fault, then you're just a victim of life. People stop believing you. When you always have an excuse, people see through it, and they stop taking you seriously. It holds you back. The more you blame others, the less you grow. Listen, life isn't always fair. Some people have it harder than others. But at the end of the day, the most respected people take responsibility, no matter what. My personal takeaway. There was a time when I made a lot of excuses. I blamed my circumstances for my failures. I thought, if only things were different, I'd be successful. But then I noticed something. The people I respected the most never did this. They took full responsibility for their lives. If they failed, they owned it. If they succeeded, it was because they put in the work. And that's when I made a decision. No more excuses. No more blaming. If I wanted change, I had to take full responsibility. And the moment I did, everything shifted. Not only did my life improve, but people started treating me with more respect. How to stop making excuses. Earn respect. Own your mistakes. If you mess up, admit it. People respect honesty more than excuses. Stop blaming others. Even if something isn't your fault, focus on what you can do to fix it. Adopt a problem-solving mindset. Instead of saying, "I can't because," start saying, "How can I make this work?" People respect those who take control of their lives. So if you want to be respected, drop the excuses and start taking action. Conclusion. The truth about respect. It's yours to earn. So we've gone through the 7 habits that are quietly destroying your respect. Some of them might have been obvious, while others may have hit you hard, because deep down you know you've been holding on to them. But here's what I need you to understand. You are not stuck. You can change. Respect isn't about money, status, or how many followers you have. It's about the way you carry yourself, the choices you make every day, the way you respond to life, even when things don't go your way. Because at the end of the day, people don't respect words. They respect actions. If you stop seeking validation and start believing in yourself, people will notice. If you quit complaining and start taking control, people will admire you. If you cut out gossip and speak with integrity, people will trust you. If you stop apologizing for existing and start owning your presence, people will listen. If you make decisions with confidence instead of hesitating, people will follow. If you set boundaries and refuse to be a pushover, people will treat you with care. If you take responsibility instead of making excuses, people will respect you, not just because they have to, but because they want to. But more than anything, you will respect yourself. And that's where real confidence comes from. Your next steps. Now let's make this real. I want you to take action. Comment below, which of these habits do you struggle with the most? Let's talk about it. No shame, no judgment, just growth. 2. Pick one habit to work on this week. You don't have to change everything overnight. Just focus on one thing and start making small changes. 3. Share this with someone who needs it. You probably know at least one person who could benefit from this message. And if this video hit home for you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started. I've got more content coming that will push you to grow, level up, and become the person you're meant to be. Remember, respect isn't given, it's earned. And starting today, you have everything you need to earn it. Now go make it happen.